Issues of law and order making a return to the campaign trail as the FBI reports a 10.8% increase in murders across the U.S. in 2015. And in Monday night's debate, the controversial practice of stop and frisk was a hot topic, with moderator Lester Holt and Donald Trump squaring off on its constitutionality.
Stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional in New York because it largely singled out Black and Hispanic young men.
No, you're wrong. It went before a judge who was a very against police judge. It was taken away from her, and our new mayor, refused to go forward with the case. They would have won her appeal. If you look at it throughout the country, there are many places.
The argument is that it's a form of racial profiling.
No, the argument is that we have to take the guns away from these people that have them and that are bad people that shouldn't have them.
We're back with Dan Henninger, Dorothy Rabinowitz, and Bill McGurn. So let's take the legal merits here. Is Trump or Holt right?
Trump is right, and certainly Hillary Clinton, who graduated from Yale Law School, should have known better. Stop and frisk was an idea that was established in a 1968 Supreme Court case called Terry, in which the Supreme Court ruled 8-1 that those kinds of stops by police are constitutional. They were called Terry stops or sometimes stop and frisk. What was at issue here is whether stop and frisk, as applied by the New York Police Department, was constitutional or not. And Judge Scheinlein ruled that as applied, that they were doing too much of it, was unconstitutional.
As applied in that case.
As applied in that case. And the city was going to appeal that, and there was every expectation that her ruling would be overturned on appeal. That was the legality.
Not least because the Second Circuit Court of Appeals took the case away from Scheinlein for what they said was anti-police bias.
For the appearance of bias.
Appearance of bias,
what she did, this is no ordinary judge. This is a woman who sort of invited the lawsuit from the litigants, told them how to file, then collected the cases under her jurisdiction, and then she ran this kangaroo court indicting the police to have findings of fact that would then lead to her ruling. And it was so egregious that the Second Circuit slapped her down. Now, as Dan says, this is a tactic. It goes back a long time. It's just one part of policing. And Donald Trump basically got it right. This is a tactic by which you take illegal guns from bad guys. Liberals don't like it for that reason. They want to take guns from good guys. And in this case, if you're going out there and you're a troublemaker, you know I'm going to leave my gun at home because I might get stopped for jumping a subway or whatever else you do.
So you've lived in New York a long time, Dorothy, and they stopped. You remember the bad old days before stop and frisk, and even if stop and frisk was practiced to an excess for a time, it wasn't. It did work.
It did work, and I've been a long time in New York enough to remember Justice Scheinlein, who was absolutely notoriously anti-police. I mean, this is one of the best-known stories about judges that the city had ever seen. However, the real problem was that you go into crime-filled neighborhoods, you are going to pick necessarily people to stop who are proportionately very high minority groups. This is the killer trap. And the other thing that happened in this case, which is unforgettable, is the media assault. I know it's the season to blame the media, but believe me, they were worth it in the attack on policing and this.
And further to Dorothy's point, the man who was most popular in New York City was Commissioner Ray Kelly, who used stop and frisk the most. And even Bill Bratton, who succeeded him and criticized the overuse, still on his departing day last week said it's a vital tool and that the people that want to take it away are nuts.
And this, briefly, Dan, this increase in crime rates, or this murder rates, is troubling. We really need to stop it before it gets out of control.
Yeah, and it's mostly in cities like Chicago, as we know, Baltimore, St. Louis, but still it's down in cities like New York, where the police have the resources to stay on top of crime and to stop murder before they take place.
All right, thank you all. We have to take one more.